everybody, the Super Vader 400 here, back for another retro review. This time, I didn't expect to talk about this movie. This is my review of the 1995 Power Rangers movie, which just recently finished. It aired twice today on the Encore Action Channel. I first saw this movie back in 1995 when it released. I saw it twice back in 1995 when it was released, and I enjoyed it. I loved it, and I've been a huge fan of this movie ever since. This movie, of course, is a sequel to the 1993 Mighty Morphin Power Rangers series. Of course, most of the original cast left due to a pay dispute, and they hired a new cast in their place, and the new cast would later be featured in Power Rangers Zeo, the sequel series to Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie, and Zeo are three of my all-time favorites of the Power Ranger franchise, and I thought this was an awesome movie. This movie received mixed reviews from critics, but was hugely popular. With fans of the series. It's a cult film. This film, of course, stars Steve Cardenas as Rocky DeSantos, the Red Ranger, Johnny Young Balch as Adam Park, the Black Ranger, David Yost as Billy Cranston, the Blue Ranger, Karen Ashley as Angel Campbell, the Yellow Ranger, Amy Jo Johnson as Kimberly Hart, the Pink Ranger, and of course my main man Jason David Frank as Tommy Oliver, the White Ranger. Of course, also appearing as Paul Schreier as Bulk and Jason Navy as Skull. Paul Freeman portrays the main antagonist of the film, Ivan Ooze. Of course, Nicholas Bale portrays the organic form of Zordon, and Robert L. Mahanan portrays his voice. Also, of course, Julia Cortez returns as Rita Repulsa, and two of my favorite villains, Mark Gether and Carrie Casey, return as Lord Zed and Goldar, respectively, who are two of the minor antagonists in this film. The story, of course, was hard to follow, but I'm going to try to explain it the best I can. At the beginning of the movie, it shows the Power Rangers all partying, having fun. It starts off like a usual episode of the Power Rangers television series. Then the bad guys, Rita Repulsa and Lord Zed, unleash Ivan Ooze from his ancient prison. And then the Power Rangers go there. Ivan Ooze then imprisons Lord Zed. When Ivan Ooze takes control and Lord Zed tries to attack him, he imprisons Lord Zed and Rita Repulsa. Goldar and the other henchman, I keep forgetting his name, then join Ivan Ooze. The Power Rangers fight. The Power Rangers go to where Ivan Ooze was resurrected. They fight. The Power Rangers fight off Ivan Ooze's minions, but then they suddenly lose their powers. And Ivan Ooze, when he escapes his prison, one of his first things to do is to get revenge on Zordon, who imprisoned him. He wrecks the control station and badly wounds and injures Zordon. The Power Rangers, like I said, later lose their powers, and it turns out they're losing their powers because Zordon is dying. So now the Power Rangers have no powers, and they have to go on a journey of enlightenment and gain new powers. As you can see in the pictures right here, they gain new costumes to get their old powers back and to take the fight to Ivan Ooze and save Zordon. There's also, of course, a subplot about how Ivan Ooze hypnotized every kid's parents and forced her to do his bidding, and when he was done with them, he made them walk all over a cliff. Like I said, the story was hard to follow, but that's mostly what I remember from watching the film. Like I said, I thought the story for Power Rangers was pretty decent. The action sequences were well done, man. Some of the best, some of the most awesome martial arts action I've ever seen, especially when Jason David Frank was fighting and Adam Park, who's also a martial artist. The the special effects weren't the best. The special effects weren't the best in the film. I actually prefer the stock footage from the television series, the um but the transformation sequences were awesome. It was awesome when Ivan Ooze transformed into a giant mecha monster. Same with the Power Rangers. Um the movie, there's lots of funny lines, funny scenes, including the end. One unintentionally funny scene was at the end when the Power Rangers are in a wrestling hole with Ivan Ooze, and they knee him in the balls, and he flies towards a torpedo, gets hurled towards a torpedo and dies. That was unintentionally funny. Also, Bulk and Skull are funny as usual. So were Goldar and Zed. Um, the last memorable thing about this film was its awesome soundtrack. In the in the final scene, you had Dreams portrayed by rock guitarist Eddie Van Halen. You had I keep forgetting, there's this pop band who sing this awesome song in the credits and in one scene in the movie called Trouble. And then of course you had Snap with I Got the Power, one of my all time favorite songs from the 90s. Then you have I keep forgetting who sings it. I think this guy's name is Carl something, but he sings that awesome song Everybody Loves Kung Fu Fighting. And then you got and yes, like I said, this was an awesome movie. I'm glad they showed it today. Like I said, I didn't expect to review this movie. Well, this was my review of the 1995 Power Rangers movie, The Super Vader 400 out.